standing in front of the tomb and shit, all proud.
What do you mean?
And they were mostly Masons, man.
Yeah, man.
They were mostly Masons.
So they were on a higher level than that shit.
And they're the reason why you niggas know even how to about Egyptology. All right, guys like that.
You wouldn't know nothing about. You wouldn't know how to say. You wouldn't know nothing about Egypt if it wasn't for the white man.
Exactly.
They had to dig that up, man. Hey, you know what? No one would know about the Issacharites and the different tribes down in the Mayans and Aztecs. The white man had to dig that up, man.
That's right.
And give it to them because they lost it.
That's right.
The Issacharites lost it, man.
They don't know who they are.
That's why
the white man had to give it to him, man.
That's right, brother. That's why the scripture said, "Thou art wiser than Daniel." That's in the book of Ezekiel. Talking about the so-called white man. Ain't talking about the nigga down the block. All right, go ahead. He don't even have enough sense to pull his pants up above his ass, man. Go ahead, brother.
Isaiah?
Finish Isaiah.
Isaiah 33:6, and wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times, and strength of salvation.
That's what's going to keep you stable, man.
Stable, yeah.
When you hear about the money crashing, well, that's in the scriptures.
That's in the scripture.
When they really start to push and they mandate that you got to take that chip, well, that's in the scriptures. And then you know what to do, whether to take it or not take it. You know,
you're stable. So you
you're
don't
stable.
bug out.
Yep.
A lot of y'all gonna take that chip. A lot of y'all, all these women gonna take the chip.
Because you're not going to know not to take the chip, man.
But you gotta have something spiritual to prepare you mentally for when that day comes.
Well, you know what it is? I did a thing on it. It's called the Hour of Temptation. Go to that.
Right.
The Hour of Temptation. Read that scripture. Let's read that scripture, right?
Revelations 3 and
What was it, 12, I think it is?
10. Okay.
10, yeah.
Revelations 3 and 10, because thou hast kept the word of my patience.
Did you hear? Hold up. Because thou hast kept the word of my patience. What's the word of the Lord's patience? This right here. In John, the 14th chapter, this is called the Comforter. This is the thing that's going to comfort you. Go ahead.
Patience means to suffer.
And how niggas going to believe a big fat black guy? He said he's a comforter, and them guys, we can't help them people.
No.
We can't help them people. I wouldn't even try to talk to them, man.
Yeah.
You know?
I also will keep thee from the hour of temptation.
Read again from the top.
Because thou hast kept the word of my patience.
Because thou hast kept the word of my patience, which is the Bible. We out here, what do we teach now? The Bible, right? Go ahead.
I also will keep thee from the hour of temptation.
So when the hour of temptation comes to tempt you, you're going to be able to stand, you're going to be able to be stable. Isaiah 33 and 6. Just read that, man. You know? You won't be moved. You'll see it coming.
That's a literal hour?
It's a little, yeah, it's going to come inside an hour, because, no, it is a little hour, because there's going to be a thing where you sit down, and it's going to be on the news.
Right.
Barack Obama's going to say, now it's mandated. Because he's going to try to get it out there, but he's going to say, now it's mandated. Right. And that's when that hour of temptation is going to come.
Right.
And then you're going to say, well, if you don't take it, we're going to put you in concentration camp to do this. And then you got to say, well, you know what? Hey, I'm ready to go into concentration camp.
Right.
One more thing.
Yeah.
The Jacob's trouble is not the same thing as that.
It all goes into it.
Ties into it.
It all ties into it, man.
All ties into it.
Hey, just like the World Trade Center's changed the whole mentality of the whole world, that chip being mandatory that everybody got to take it, it's going to change the mentality of the whole world, man.
Right.
And there's Edomites down south. Them patriots, man, they know that's in the scriptures, man. They study the scriptures, man.
Oh, well, the American mentality can be changed in one day. You know what proved that? 9/11.
9/11.
The day before 9/11, Americans were
Then the next day, the day after that, it changed everybody's mind, man.
Everybody was all stoic. Everybody had flags. They had flags on their car. The day before 9/11, nobody had a flag on their car. The very next day, they had flags on their car. Yeah, so the mentality changed overnight.
T-shirts with American flags on it. You could have made money around that time. You could set up a table with T-shirts with American flags. You would have made all kind of money, man.
Yeah, I remember that. Everybody was putting big, giant American flags on their cars, man.
Yeah, so
and then you had guys that were like 8 years old that they were taught about in school. Then them the same guys now that are like 22 years old that's over there fighting the war because of the World Trade Center. Yeah. They got them patriotic families. We got to do something to them goddamn Arabs.
Oh, that guy, American Sniper.
That's right.
I still haven't seen it.
Yeah, that's a good movie. That's a very good movie. It's a very good movie.
Yeah. And they put that movie up to really pump you up to be patriotic.
Yeah.
Because there's going to be more wars. Because now they're fighting against the Russians now. They're sending troops down there in Ukraine. And they got troops going to Syria. And then they're going to have troops going into Iran. They're going to spread everybody thin. Oh, that's that scripture, Joel 2 and 19.
Isn't that how the Roman fell? They spread their arms.
Oh yeah, exactly. They said there was so. What did they have? There was so many. What was the word? Forts. There was so many. Garrisons and what's the word for the legions? They were spread thin. And that's when the Roman Empire went down, man.
Yeah, they had to cheapen the denarius to pay those soldiers.
Because every time they turned around, there were other groups, dark nations, trying to take their asses down. That's in the scriptures, man.
Yep.
Go ahead, Doc.
All right. Which shall come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the earth.
Which shall come upon all the world to test them. Plain, man.
And that's that New World Order. Remember, the New World Order is not just about America. The New World Order is about the world.
And the word world there, if you look it up, I guarantee you the word in the Greek is oikoumene, which means the whole planet Earth. All right? You know the difference when you see the word from John 3:16, for God so loved the world? That's the Greek word cosmos. Then you have another Greek word, eon or ion. Then you have another Greek word, oikoumene, which means the entire planet Earth. Okay?
Yeah, so
that's why you got to look into them words.
You remember that New World Order, which is on the back of the dollar bill? It's about the whole world. It's not just about America. It's what the elites, headed by the Rothschilds, what they want. They want the whole world in subjection. They want the whole world chipped. You got people in Singapore that are already chipped. You got federal officials in Mexico that are being chipped. So they want this thing all over the world, all over the world.
Yeah, and that was like in 2005. They had the law enforcement, the top law enforcement of Mexico.
Yeah.
There was 100 guys, and they all got chipped. And they all know about the chip, but they don't give a shit. There's some of them that know that that's the mark of the beast. They don't care. The guy that set up the Baja Beach Club out there in what was that? Barcelona, Spain. He did an interview with years ago with Alex Jones, and Alex Jones said, "Do you know that that's in the Book of Revelation?" He said, "I know it's in the Book of. I know it's the mark of the beast." But he said he don't care. And then Alex said, "You know you can be destroyed." He said, "I don't care. I don't care. I'm gonna live my life now." So there's a lot of them that take the chip that know that that's in the scriptures, but they don't give a shit. You know?
Yeah. Like them niggas, like all you sellouts. You bootleg Israelite camps, you guys ain't sold out.
Well, they're going to take the chip, and they're going to be destroyed. You know why? Because when the hour of temptation come, they didn't take this patience.
Right.
We've been patient. We didn't take no breaks. I didn't say, well, look, brothers, I'm going to take a year off. You know? You take a year off, man. That's it, man.
Now, can you link that with a 501c3?
Oh, hell yeah. Anybody that got a 501c3, did the Lord have a 501c3? I'm going to use the shyest tactic. Did the Lord have one? Did the Apostle Paul had a 501c3?
Well, shit, when you go into history of
that means you connected to this government, man.
Well, that's why it was created. When you go into history of it, Lyndon Baines Johnson, he created it. The reason why he created it was to silence the churches.
What's the name again?
Lyndon Baines Johnson. He was the president.
During the time when Kennedy got shot.
Yeah.
He was behind Kennedy being killed, and he came in there because they knew that Kennedy was going to win again, and he came up in there. You know?
Yeah. And by the way, the word Bain, when you look it up, means death. So it makes sense that a guy like that would come up with the 501c3 to try to destroy the truth coming out from the churches. See, them elites, they knew that one day...
Hey, what is he, a heathen?
Forget about it. You guys are wrong.
Yeah, we already have.
The elites knew that one day the truth would come out in the churches because they know the prophecies. So that's why they created the 501c3. Now, Nate got the 501c3 because let's face it, Nate loves money. That's his main motivation, money. The 501c3 affords you to have more money in your pocket, right? That's what it's all about, okay?
So it would be fair to say that the person that take the 501c, they would definitely be a person that said to take them off of the beats as well.
No, because they can because you still got time.
Yeah.
The thing that you can't turn back on is that when you actually got that chip in you.
Yeah.
When they actually physically put it in you,
That's your ass.
that's your ass. Okay? Now there's one guy, he might have been Italian, he looked like an Edomite. He was a fireman, and he got it, and it fell out. It fell out 3 days later, it fell out, and they asked him, are you going to put it? He said, no, I ain't putting it back in. You know?
Then they came out.
It don't matter.
Well, I mean, the Most High could, if you put it in you, and it's in your ass when the Lord comes, that's it. You mark for death. Matter of fact, go to where you at? Where you at?
13.
No, we already know that. Go to Revelation 14.
Okay,
14
Revelation 14 and start at 8.
Started at 8. Yeah.
Okay. And they followed another angel saying, Babylon is fallen,
That's America. Babylon is America. Okay?
That great city, because
That great city. This is the great city, man. Go ahead.
because she made all nations drink of the wine of her wrath of the fornication.
Democracy and Christianity and the American way, the American dream. Go ahead.
And the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast,
Who's the beast? The beast is NATO. But the UN is tied into NATO. It's part of that system. All right? Go ahead.
and his image, and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand.
And when you look up the word mark, the word there is charagma. And when you look that word up, it means to put something inside of you.
Thing inserted. Yeah.
Thing inserted. Okay, like a steak. You take a steak, that's a charagma. You put it in the ground to hold a tent up. Well, that's what they're going to do. They're going to put something in you. Okay?
Well, that root word for charagma is karax. When you look at karax. When you look it up, it means a little steak, like a little steak, and that's what the chip looks like. The chip looks like a little steak.
Actually, the needle that they put it in, the needle's it's big enough so it's the size of a grain of rice, but the needle itself it looks like a reed that's cut at an angle. So they use that part to cut into your skin, and then they inject the chip in you. There's videos on it where people do it. Actually, they do it, man. They do it on themselves,
That kind of similar to that steak where you did on your avatar?
Yeah, you can use the same word. Of course, yeah, you can use that word. Yep.
And also that word steak, that's the Rothschild staking their claim. Like when you stake your claim, back in the old days when you had a plot of land, you staked it, you put, what do you put it in? Pieces of wood in it. So the land is like the people.
Yeah, like when you go to a land, you conquer a land, you put your flag on it.
Yeah.
And the flag is like a stake. And you go, that means we got that land. Okay?
So that's the Rothschilds, would be like the land, and that's the Rothschilds.
That's just your standard bearer.
Yeah.
The standard. When guys in the ancient world, when they went to war, they had the standard bearer. They had the guy with the flag. Like, we coming to take your shit. And Esau does the same thing. When all them guys in the military, don't they have the flag? That's not the American flag. It's something else I'm not even going to. But don't they all have that flag? And then if they're fighting for the UN, they'll have the same flag because they represent the corporate U.S., all right? But then they'll have the blue tan one, which saying that they're fighting for the UN peace force. But they're fighting under their banner, but they're U.S. And they're fighting right alongside the French, which have their flag, their corporate flag. So that goes back to the ancient world, standard bearer, all right? Samak in the Hebrew. Go ahead.
The same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of the Most High.
The wine of the wrath of the Most High is what? Mainly when the Lord come back and these missiles are dropped and America's burnt up, the ones that took that mark are the ones that are not of the elect. You're gonna be the fuel for the fire. This thing is gonna be burning for a long time. Why? Because what is fuel? Your bodies. Yeah, blood is gonna burn, your skin's gonna burn. That's a fuel for the fire.
Right. Plus, you got you got the oil installation.
Matter of fact, hold that on deck.
America.
Go ahead, brother.
What's that word that you use? Combustion.